Being a type 1 diabetic has always presented its own challenges, but when I started a musical in the summer of 2023, I quickly realized that it introduced a whole new layer of complexity between rehearsals, performances, and the sheer physicality of the role. Managing my diabetes while putting on a show felt like a balancing act. For starters, the unpredictability of my blood sugar levels was a constant concern. On days when rehearsals stretched into hours, I had to make sure I was checking my levels more often than usual. During intense dance numbers, I put my Omnipod on activity mode, so I rarely had low blood glucose. I have to admit that I ate a ton of high carbs during the weeks of rehearsal. Ranging from Pop-Tarts to pizza, I'm sure that my blood sugar ran high. But the amount of dancing and singing I did level it out. The pressure to keep up with the pace of the show, while also maintaining a steady blood sugar level, was no easy feat. Sometimes I'd worry about having a low blood sugar, but I found myself relying on my knowledge of my body and my experience managing diabetes. I've learned that it's all about preparation, bringing extra snacks, adjusting insulin doses, and staying hydrated, even if it means taking an extra minute to rest. Finally comes the day of the performance. I show up in my costume with adrenaline rushing through my veins. I have my Omnipod on one arm and my Dexcom on the other. I gathered with the rest of my ensemble as we went up on stage. We were singing and dancing, and everything was going smoothly until my Omnipod produced a loud, continuous beeping that indicated a pod failure. Not wanting to disrupt the performance, I ripped my Omnipod off and threw it backstage. At the moment, I felt embarrassed about my diabetes, but I continued to perform like a professional would. I have to say it's become a core memory of mine because of my supportive castmates, and I even met another fellow diabetic in the audience when the show ended. She showed me her Omnipod and said that she recognized that beep. I had a good laugh after that. Ultimately, the biggest lesson has been resilience. Diabetes may make things more complicated, but it's also made me more adaptable and resourceful. Being in a musical with type 1 diabetes has taught me how to think on my feet, both literally and figuratively, and reminds me that no matter what, I'm always in control of how I choose to handle it. Even in chaos, I'm in control thanks to tech, knowledge, and sheer will. My devices are my sidekicks together. We're unstoppable. Diabetes doesn't define me. It refines me into someone stronger. I've mastered the art of resilience, one bolus at a time. Every beat is a battle cry. I'm not just surviving, I'm thriving. Type 1 may be tough, but so am I. This isn't a setback, it's part of my superpower. Stress doesn't get to call the shots, I do. How do you manage your diabetes during stressful situations? And what would you have done if you were in my situation as a diabetic? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.